When we last saw you in one of these segments, you were head volleyball coach. Now you've added an extra duty as associate athletic director. I guess what happened right around Christmas?
Yep, it was right around then. So,
what is the appeal of this new role for you, and what does the job entail?
Well, for me, my master's is in administration, so getting the opportunity to put that to work is going to be exciting. I was thinking that maybe it would be a little bit longer down the road that I would get the opportunity, but this is a great chance for me to dip my foot in and just see what it's like. And so far, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind of just understanding how things work outside the volleyball world. But the big part that I'm taking on is game day management, so just making sure our events are run smoothly, and then working with student life and with our student body when it comes to the student experience within our athletics. Okay. So all things that obviously I care deeply about, as I love trying to improve our game day experience, and I'm already working with our student athlete advisory committee when it comes to what's going on with our different teams and athletes. So it felt like a pretty natural move for me when it came to that, and ultimately it's about those students and trying to make sure that they feel valued and important, and who wouldn't want to be involved with them? They're great.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a game day, a basketball game day, which has been your, I think, exposure to this part for the most part. What is that game day like for you?
Well, most of it has already been done just because Tom was already on top of it when it came to organizing personnel. But the biggest one that we just did was Scholar Athlete Night and then recognizing Coach Holly. Jalen Ellison was really the mind behind that, and she's been working really well with me when it comes to, hey, this is what we want to do, how do we make it happen. So we only have 3 more home games for basketball, so I feel like I didn't get to dive into as much as I want to. So right now I'm more just observing, learning, how does it work, how can we make it better. The big one that I know that we want to focus on is promotions and halftime, and trying to make sure that we have some good programming that get the students there.
Yeah, but you've done a lot of that in volleyball. You were behind a lot of the things that happen between sets in volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely, and that would be something that I would still want to do a little bit better job of now that I know that it's my job doing that. And then football, we have 4 home football games next season, and I think sitting down this summer and really trying to figure out how can we make that something really cool. So we have a lot of great ideas between Jalen and everybody that has been talking with me about, hey, we've always wanted to do this, let's see if we can make it happen. So for coaches and our administration, I'm hoping that it's just nice to have a point person of this is where we go, and communication is obviously key as well. Is we want to make sure that we have a really good flow from one thing to the next, and you know how important that is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you mentioned a moment ago the Student Athletic Advisory Council, which you've been the sponsor of. We call it SAC.
Yes.
What's their responsibility and how do they work?
Well, I feel really lucky this year with the athletes that we have on SAC, and especially our executive board. They have done a great job. I've tried to make it more of a student-led group just because I think that's more powerful when it comes to making decisions or giving input. We've been involved in a lot of conversations with the president when it comes to what's life like as an athlete, and I think they do a really good job of vocalizing the positives and some things that they'd like changed. Another piece that we do is we have a few different events. So next week we actually are doing Jewel Night, which is going to be kind of our celebration of the teams as they're winding down their regular season. Right. So it will be just a nice little event, free pizza, get the students out there, some giveaways. And then our big one at the end of this year is we are going to focus on doing an all-athlete banquet and award ceremony. So that's something we haven't done, but the SAC has really said, this is what the athletes want. Yeah.
Can you give us a little preview of what that's going to be like?
Yeah, we're, our version of the ESPYs, I guess you could say. So hopefully there's going to be some humor. It's going to be, the DJ's going to be there, and we're going to have our SAC kids as actually the ones emceeing it and running it and giving awards. So obviously the academic awards are a huge piece of that. Athletic recognition for the teams that have done well so far this year, and then some humorous ones just to add
Absolutely.
into it. So we're excited, and we're definitely still in the planning phases of that. But the one thing that I've heard is those athletes, they just want to celebrate and enjoy each other's company, and and that's a great way to do it.
Yeah. Baseball, softball, like a freight train's roaring around the corner. We might even play this weekend at home. And what kind of, how do you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, the very first basketball game I took over was the one that there was a snowstorm that we were like touch and go on if we were going to play. And so then the very first baseball and softball is possibly a reschedule at home, and so with home basketball as well. So there's no better way to learn than to be thrown into the fire.
You think?
Yeah,
that sounds really stressful to me.
No, I mean, that's how it was when I took over as head coach, is you just go head first and you fail a lot, but then you hopefully figure it out. So, I mean, the nice thing about our coaches is they're so great about, they know what they need. So I can go to them and say, what do you need from me, and what do we need to do? And then obviously Joe Rogers does a great job of working with the student workers and making sure that they have people lined up for doing some of that stuff. So I think baseball and softball, I want to try to really improve as much as we can of, making sure that they feel that they're appreciated and that we love watching their sport. And so that's going to be a big focus, but just trying to make sure that they feel that they have the people in place that they need so they can focus on coaching.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
You mentioned your degree is in athletic administration. You see yourself being the head of a department one day somewhere down the line?
Yes, long time down the road. The thing for me is that I love coaching volleyball and I love my team, and I am so not even considering what that would look like if I wasn't doing that. And I think as an athletic director, you kind of have to make that choice, and I'm just not ready. So this is a great way. I think I can easily do both. The only reason I can do both is because I have an awesome assistant coach, Zach.
Yeah. And he's got a new position too. Can you talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, so he's going to be helping out with our golf tournament and some of the corporate sponsorship stuff for athletics specifically. He's extremely organized, and so I think that that's a great place for him to start when it just comes to like, okay, here's our golf tournament. We want to make it robust. How do we do that? So he's been working a lot with advancement. So we both were really excited, a little nervous, but excited to get some additional responsibilities. But volleyball is where our heart's at, and and those girls know that like this is a fun piece for us right now, but that they're definitely our number one.
Coach, we've got volleyball championships to win.
I know, absolutely, yes.
All right, well, we'll talk about that more as we get closer to the fall. Carolyn, thank you very much. Congratulations on your new position.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more in just a moment.